Hello, 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 namaste. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook, and Temple of Balance on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is our monthly, so each month, but it's the June personal healing event for some of my Temple of Balance patrons. So I have 4 people on my list today. That is Carol White, we've got Susan Sonsteng, and Annick Beal, and KantiDevi Wedad. You 4 are on my list today. Thank you so much for your support, and I look forward to connecting with you all. I have your names down on little pieces of paper here in my my old candle holder here with the dolphins on it. Then when I made this, it reminded me of Atlantis. I feel like there's a really deep, nostalgic, past, ancient energy that's been sort of coming up these last few days. So it's interesting that I grabbed this particular pot that felt very strongly Atlantis connected to me. So, if you're not one of the people on my list, then welcome. I've been doing and sharing in these types of ways for a long, long time. It started on internet radio many, many years ago. So probably 10 or more years I've been doing these types of public healing events. So even though I am specifically focusing on these people on my list today, it is no accident, I'm sure, that you happen to be here. I get a lot of emails from people saying that even though they weren't on the list, it seemed like I was talking directly to them. You can trust that stuff. Don't trust what I say, just trust what feels right for you. So whatever feels right and fits in to how you feel and what you're going through at the moment, you can trust that. So I trust 100% you're here for a reason. So what that reason is, let's let ourselves or allow yourself to be surprised. So let's get started. I'll be here for 45 minutes or so, connecting with my 4 patrons. So I think that's all I need to say. If you feel healing energy stir, that's normal. So you might feel waves of emotion, you might feel aches or pains rising up in your body. That's really normal, so work with that if you can. Breathe through it. I've got my first person here. I've been doing this for a long time, so I've developed a quite high sensitivity to energy, and what I do is as I'm connecting with these people, I'm tuning into their energy, and I'm almost imagining that I can feel them. So I know my body's energy really well. So I know what's not my energy and what's not my space. So I can feel the energy moving in my body, and I then talk that through, and we'll share that as we move through. Whatever's loudest in your vibration, for those I'm connecting with, whatever's loudest in your vibration is going to be what gets my attention first. I can't hold anything back because it's going to block the flow of energy. So if the energy or if spirit don't want you to know what's going on for you in a certain area, then they're not going to show me, because I don't feel it's my role to filter or choose whether you're ready to hear something or not. So if it comes up, I'm going to share it. So some things can be a bit confronting. Just work with it as best as you can and see how it feels for you. So I think I'm ready to start. Take a nice big breath. Good morning. Hello, hello. The first person on my list today is KantiDevi Wedad. So take a nice big breath for me, please, KantiDevi. And if you're not KantiDevi, but you're here and you're open to receiving, then what I would be doing is I'd be taking a nice big breath too, and I'd be just now staying really open and receptive to what comes through and how my body responds and how I feel about that information. And I would be writing in my journal and reflecting on anything that really stands out, or anything that I feel a bit confronted by or challenged by that comes up. If I have a reaction, then that would raise a red flag within me. So KantiDevi, this is your time now. So take a nice big breath. Your healing energy card as we flow forward is card 46, Spiritual Surgery. This is about the body. So this is about healing in the body, deep tissue repair. It's about shifting and aligning, or letting the body shift and align with who you've become and where you are now in your life. And what I'm feeling with this card and as I tune into your energies, I'm feeling that something's shifted, something's twisted and something's turned, and your body is now getting into alignment with where you're going. So as big changes happen in our life, and as we change in our life too, we need to, what I found, spend some time when we feel we need to, is get into back into alignment with our body, so that we're all in complete alignment. Because as we change, things shift, and there's a jarring sort of feeling in the body, which I'm feeling your body needs to just come over into the present moment and come up into alignment with where you are and where you're going. So I feel like your body is over here, like to the left, and I feel like I want to pick it up and bring it into the here and now. So I just grab your body. I imagine pulling your body over to where you are now, locking your hips into place, locking your shoulders into place, and both of those energies just aligned with the forward movement of where you're going. So it's not anymore about where you've been. It's about where you're going, and making sure you're really aligned and in center and facing fully where you need to go and what you need to do now moving forward. So things are adjusting in your body, ready for forward movement. I feel a burden, a heaviness coming over the shoulders, especially on the right side. So there's a burden here that you're carrying that's heavier on this right side. This is also showing an out of balance energy that's coming through in your body. So your right side is usually about your future, and it feels like there's the fear of the unknown, a fear of the future. So not only have we brought your hips and your shoulders into square alignment, we're also bringing them into forward back alignment. So bringing your right shoulder back, your right hip back, and bringing them into alignment to this way. And as we bring your shoulders into alignment, especially more so than your hips in this particular rotation, as we do this, I feel this burden shifting back off your shoulders, especially this right side, and dropping down your back. And it feels like fabric in some ways. It feels like a clingy thing, like a clingy fabric, a heavy, maybe like a heavy wool that's full of water. If we had a woolen coat or a woolen jumper or a woolen piece of cloth of some sort, or clothing that got drenched and got wet, it would get really heavy and weighed down. And that's what it feels here, and it almost feels clingy. And as I talk about this, it's bringing up some energy, some pressure here on the left side, which feels very mentally connected. It's coming over your eye, so I feel it's affecting how you're seeing or perceiving where you're going and the unknown that you face. So the waterlogged feeling of this burden that you carry over your shoulders tells me there's an emotional connection here too with this burden. So there's strong emotions that's been held here over your shoulders as that energy drops back. Very wet, very sodden with emotion. That watery energy always points to emotion when I'm connecting in this way. So just letting that go, and it's like this fabric, this jumper or jacket or something, it's rolling off the back of your shoulders, down your back, and dropping down to the earth, where it all now just lands in a big pile, a big wet, soggy pile on the ground behind you. And now it just turns back into love. It just soaks up into the earth, and it returns back to the energy that it simply is. And with this, I'm feeling a lightness that's coming in over the shoulders, and a seriousness. There's a serious energy that's coming in, a serious, focused, disciplined, self-disciplined, self-controlled sort of energy that needs to come in. And I feel as you move forward, and I'm feeling this sort of front of the boat, point here. So as you're now preparing to move forward, you're being encouraged think about staying self-disciplined, using your self-control, and staying really focused on where you're going. And I almost feel like you're a ship, like an icebreaker, and you're moving through like the thick ice of Antarctica or the North Pole or what have you, and you're slowly breaking the ice as you move forward. And I feel this is very symbolic in regards to where you're going, and just taking your time and making sure that you're using your self-discipline and staying really focused so you don't lose yourself in the journey that you're taking or about to embark on. So let yourself just slowly break the ice as you're moving forward. There is no rush. Take your time. So I trust that resonates with you, KantiDevi. Let's grab a healing energy card to add to this. Oh, tickly. Actually, let's turn this off for a little bit. So just a card now. Actually, I want to grab... excuse me. Okay, we'll grab one of these healing energy cards, the new ones, to see what this wants to add here for you, KantiDevi. And the card is this here. It's card 106, called Tree of Life. And it says understanding ourselves. The category this falls in is depth. So this is about going deeper into yourself now as you move forward. Interesting, all these angles here, because this is what I'm feeling very strongly as you move forward now, like that front of the ship moving forward through the ice and really breaking the ice now. Now I feel this will help you understand yourself deeper and better and in a more balanced way. So take your time. There is no rush as you move forward now. So thank you so much, KantiDevi, and thank you so much for your support. Okay, let's see who's next. I'll grab a quick drink. How's everybody feeling? Sorry for slurping. I try not to, and then it happens, doesn't it? No. The other Patron healing event, Janice, is on Tuesday, I think, next week. It's next week. Hello. Hi, everybody. So next person is Annick Beal. So Annick, take a nice big breath. Yeah, I'll resend you the link, Janice. It should be on my YouTube channel as coming, but I'm pretty sure it might be Tuesday next week. Oh, unless Tuesday, is it still June then? Yeah, it might be. I think it's Tuesday. Jeepers, I'm dropping cards here everywhere. Okay, Annick, nice big breath. And we have this card for you, which is a Reflections, card 47. This is about reminding you that things are coming together, things are falling into place. And usually this is happening behind the scenes. So it can feel a bit scattered, a bit like there's pieces everywhere and it's a bit hard to see what the bigger picture is at this time. But this card's reminding you that things are coming together. Things are taking shape and working themselves out and finding their place and their position in your life. So let's tune into your energy, Annick, and see what's loudest in your vibrations. Take a nice big breath. Okay, the first thing I'm seeing is this big tower, and I feel like you're in this tower somehow or somewhere. You're in this tower. And this tower feels old, it feels medieval, and I see you up in the top of this tower, looking down over the land, past the boundaries of this the castle walls, we could say, looking out onto the land and where you want to go. I feel like there's a lot of dreamy energy around at the moment, maybe a lot of goal setting or thoughts or plans or inspirations, motivations about where you want to go, what you want to do with the next phase of your life. So I feel that there's this great landscape all around you that you can see from this vantage point, we could say, up in the tower. And you can see 360 degrees around, and you're looking at, okay, what are the possibilities, what are the potentials? I feel like you're weighing up lots of different things at the moment and really thinking about and feeling upon which direction that you want to take. But you can't stay in this dreamy state forever. And I sort of get this feeling that it's comfortable there. It's comfortable just dreaming and musing and setting goals, but there is this feeling, from what I'm feeling as I connect, to almost a lack of, or a it being so comfortable in the dreamy stage that maybe you're not taking that next step and actually following through with action now. So I feel like I want to guide you down through the tower. So walking the stairs down and out the tower, out the castle walls, and start walking in the direction that you want to go. Create a plan, get organized, set intentions, follow one step at a time, whatever you need to do to get going in that direction now that you've spent so much time maybe assessing or reflecting on where you want to go or what you want to do, that you're actually maybe not taking the action that you need to take. So I feel that this is the next step for you, and you're being encouraged to come out of your comfort zone, come out of the tower, come out of that space of dreaming where it's warm and comfortable and where nothing has to change in your life because you're just musing, if you like, and actually get down on the ground now. Get down on the ground and get things happening and moving for you in the direction that you need to go. So I see you, I'm leading you, I could say pull you, I'm leading you out of the tower, out of the tower door, we could say, and out through the castle grounds and out the castle walls. And now I just leave you on your path, and I can see the sun rising in the direction exactly where you're going. And I'm pointing over here because it feels like it's just to the right, to the front right. And I can see the sun beginning to rise here in front of you on the horizon. And you're standing now outside the castle gates, almost feeling a bit naked and vulnerable out here, like you're in your safe, warm place before. But I really feel there's something that wants to happen in your life, that's been called to you, that requires you to step out of your comfort zone and really think about how you can now take the action and be proactive in what you need to do to implement or go towards that goal or that dream that you have been musing and daydreaming over for a while now. So as you look towards the sunset, the sunrise, behind you is the castle, the tower, and the castle walls, and I see all this now starting to crumble. So it's like your presence in there was keeping it held up. It was keeping it upright, we could say. And your exit now, and you're no longer the need that you no longer have to be there has actually also stopped, or what am I trying to say? Has weakened this energy. And I feel in some ways it's confining you and trapping you in a comfortable place where you're needing, I can feel your heart wants you to move forward into new beginnings. So behind you, and all the tower, the walls crumble. They're dry, they're crumbly. So I feel like you may have been overthinking where you want to go or what you need to do to get there, when all you need to really do is get on the ground and take one step at a time. So there's this opening feeling coming up in your heart as your heart synchronizes up with this rising sun, and the sun just beams straight into your heart, beaming new beginnings, beaming life, beaming warmth and light into your heart, calling you to move forward and trust in one step at a time. Even though you may not know exactly where you're going or how you're going to do this, there is a sense here of just getting on the ground and getting things happen one day at a time. Let's see what the Healing Energy card 2 wants to add to this. I trust this resonates with you, Annick. So nice big breath. Okay, we'll go with this card here. It's 102, the Sword of Truth. There's a medieval feel to this as well. It says the safety of the sword. So this is about following your truth, following your heart, and knowing that you are safe and protected and your loved ones are safe and protected as you move towards the call from your heart. It is time now to get on the ground and start getting things happening that you've been putting off or holding off or avoiding for a while, but dreaming about. So your sword, this is your sword of truth. This is about you accessing and walking in the direction of your truth and the direction of your heart. So thanks so much, Annick. I trust that resonates, and thanks for your support. Okay, next is here. I've got 2 people left. This person is next. Now, if you would love to be on the healing list next month, then please have a look on my Patreon, Temple of Balance. Patreon.com/Temple of Balance. The link is in the video here somewhere. The $50 level gives you access to this and other things as well. So if it resonates and you would like to connect with it next month, then please have a look on my Patreon page. So next is Susan Sonsteng. Susan, take a nice big breath and we'll see what comes up for you. Why is my heater cold? Why are you blowing cold air? I think it might be fixed now. Okay, Susan, nice big breath. We have this card for you. Oh, Rebirth Card 18. So this is about stripping away the old. It's about shedding your old skin and allowing things within yourself and your life to transform and take on new light and new life. Interesting. Okay, let's tune in for you, Susan, and see what's loudest in your vibration. Okay, the first thing I'm seeing is this big L, and I'm just feeling on what is it? Because the first thing I thought of that I felt was that it could be a chair, like an L-shaped chair, but that's not what it is. So that's the first thing I'm seeing is this big L. So I'm guessing it's the letter L, and we'll see where that moves to. Sometimes I've just got to say what it is if I'm not clear on what it's pointing to help get the energy moving. Okay, so this big L, and now I'm seeing this big anchor. So the energy is coming in very in symbols at the moment. So I'm seeing this anchor, and I'm seeing that drop in from the surface, from like a boat, and this anchor dropping down. So I'm seeing the movement now of this anchor dropping down to the sea bed, to the sea floor, where it finds its place. There's a lot of bubbles coming up, is what I'm seeing, and this anchor is really, really strong. So you've been encouraged to think about what about your life or what's going on at the moment that requires anchoring. So that requires a bit of grounding or a little bit of, what's another word that I could use to describe this? Settling energy, and just it being okay to settle, to find your space, to find your position, to anchor yourself in this now moment in your life. I'm seeing now a pyramid, and I'm seeing you moving towards this pyramid. So I feel this anchored grounding feeling coming right down into the oceans, we could say. So this sort of energy, and then this pyramid coming up. So this is the vertical axis energy to me, the feminine and the masculine. So there's a balance feeling that's coming in, and I don't feel my words are coming out that clearly as what I'm feeling this, so just bear with me a moment. So I'm now being drawn up into the pyramid. So we've got the anchor energy coming down, which is like that bottom pyramid apex, I guess, that reversed inverted pyramid. And now I'm being drawn up into this upper pyramid. So we've got this grounding, I guess we could say like the roots of a tree. So the roots of the tree going into the earth, and now we're going up to the branches, but I'm seeing it as a pyramid. So I'm just trying to explain this from a different angle, so hopefully it makes some sense. So we're being drawn up now into the tree branches or into this the apex of this pyramid pointing up. And this rising up feeling. So we've got a deepening, depth, anchoring feeling here. And then a rising up feeling too as we move up into the pyramid. The pyramid feels like a soft gold. And I feel like this is about a growth in connection with you between your body, your physicality, this now moment in the depths of you, into your connections to spirit or your connections to your higher self, or the bigger picture, the creator, we could say. So there's that strong stretching on the vertical going below, under and above. So what's this got to do with anything is what I need to know so that I can let you know. Okay, so I'm feeling this being impressed into your body. So your heart up is the upper pyramid and it extends above your head, and from your heart, so your shoulders, down to your tailbone, and a little bit further down is that the other shaped pyramid pointing down. And I can feel this energy that's stirring up here in the heart, like this spiral that's stirring around in the middle of this diamond shape here in your body. And this spiral in your heart, and it's pulling you in, it's pulling you inward, in closer to yourself. In closer to yourself so you can access this extended, stretched out vertical energy further and deeper. The depth and the rising up. So that real stretching and growing and expanding on the vertical is really important at this moment for you, Susan. And as this is happening, I'm feeling this old, like skin, this old energy just peel away from your body, from this pyramid shape that I'm feeling. And this feels very cryptic, so I trust it's making some sense. But I feel this skin like a membrane that's peeling down off the top part of this pyramid, of this diamond, and stripping down in the lower parts as well, and stripping this membrane, this covering, this skin off. And as this skin sheds off, the whole diamond shape starts to glow. This spiral shape in here, that the spiral energy that's moving, drawing the energy inward into your body, into yourself, this is growing now as well and actually speeding up. So it's becoming faster. So as you strip yourself back, as you let go of your fear, your limitations, your own restrictions that you feel, the things that you feel restricted by, and as you shed that and pull that membrane, that skin sort of off, I can feel this deepening within you. But this deepening, this depth is also giving rise to new energy within you. So, you know, it reminds me again of that sort of that seed, and then you've got the seed and then the roots sort of stretch down before the sprouts up above the surface of the soil. And this is what I'm feeling here, that there's something that something new, so a new beginning or a new energy that's that wants to anchor itself into your life, so become a form, so manifest and give growth to you, because I feel this growth that's coming up within you as well. So this is a stripping back, a deepening, and a rising up or growing, and it's all centered around the heart. And this spiral, this vortex of energy is pulling you inward, further into your heart, further back than you've ever been before, inside. And it's calling you to remember who you are, to remember your reason for choosing this experience, or the reason for choosing this earthly incarnation. I feel like there's a lot of remembering. There's a lot of ancient books that you hold in your heart that want to be read and that want to be remembered. This will help give you purpose and meaning and understanding of who you are, what you've been going through in your life, and where you want to go now moving forward. So it's like the old is shifting away and flipping, and the new is replacing it. And there's something really important for you to remember about yourself as this is happening. So what I would do with this kind of cryptic energy that's coming through for you, I would be sitting in, if you feel drawn to that diamond shape, I'd be imagining my body as the diamond, as I described, this spiral happening here in the heart, and traveling the spiral and going inward like you're walking a spiral path or following this, you know, like if we're walking into a volcano, a dormant volcano, and you're walking, spiraling down into the volcano itself, can you do that but going back into yourself? And so I feel like where you go to as you journey inward in your heart, there is old ancient books here for you to read and remember. So I would be going on a meditation and really thinking about sitting in that energy and exploring what it has to say and to share. And let's actually pull a card to find out a part of what this book contains. So what does this book contain? What do you need to remember about yourself, your life, your journey, the bigger picture, your mission at this time? There is something important for you to tap into, and let's just get a snippet of what that might be. And we'll go with this card here. Ah, what is this? I haven't seen this for a while. Conquering fear. Summoning your courage. Summoning your courage to go inward. We have a pyramid, a triangle here, which confirms that as well. And going inward. Even though this shows in the eye, so in your third eye chakra, we could also say with your intuition and your ability to trust in the journey that's unfolding. So this is about conquering your fear now, going within, summoning your courage so you can really hear and observe what you need to observe about this inner space. Because there's something deep. Try not to try too hard to find it, but just allow yourself to travel inward and let it be revealed. For it to be revealed to you is going to be extremely impactful. I am not getting any more information than that. So what I trust with that is that you need to, and sometimes we do need to find and remember and have that sparked and the journey of that happen so that it means more to us. So there's something very deep, almost on the verge of something, and you may have felt this, Susan. You may have felt that you're on the verge of something, like something's on the tip of your tongue, something's just about to happen, and this anticipation that you can't quite put your finger on, and this is probably it. So I would be, if you're inspired to go on a meditation and see where that spiral path takes you. So I trust that makes sense. That L may also be important or relevant in some way. So see how you go. But thank you so much, Susan, and thanks for your support. And I trust this resonates with you. Sometimes the energy does come through in this sort of, it comes in symbols in a sort of weird way that I've got to try and make some sense of. But all I can do really is trust that it makes sense for the person that it's been delivered to. So I trust it does. Thanks, Susan. Okay, lucky last on my list today is Carol White. So Carol, please take a nice big breath and we'll see what comes up for you. Okay, your card is this. It's Rebirth. So we might find now, which seems to happen when the same cards come up during these types of things, we may find an overlap now between your connection, Susan, and your connection, Carol. So this may bring a bit more information through for your connection, Susan. And Carol, if you haven't connected already with Susan's, then that may help you as well. So there's going to be an overlap of some sort, and maybe more information that we can find in from a different perspective. So a reminder, this is 18 Rebirth, and this is about shedding our old skin. So shedding your old skin, allowing yourself to let go, allowing the old parts of you that you've outworn or outgrown to be stripped away. That it's time to stop holding yourself back now. And I see with your energy, Carol, I see you kind of grasping at all these different like pieces of clothing or layers that you're just ripping off. It's a bit like, like Superman ripping open his jacket and revealing his Superman outfit. But I feel like you're going further than that. So I see you just almost frantically, I wouldn't say quite desperately, but very focused and very attentively and quite quickly stripping back all these pieces of cloth and all these coverings And I love that word. All these things that have been covering up who you are, and especially covering up this front part of your body, which is where I feel most of the coverings are. So the throat and the heart is where most of the coverings are. I feel some of them also stripping down to the solar plexus chakra. So this is a covering up of your personal power, but especially a covering up of your heart and a covering up of your truth and just who you are. So there's almost this layered up covering feeling prior to this of layers and layers and layers and layers of things that you've hidden behind. Distractions, denial, maybe your own fear, your own insecurities, your own maybe lack of observation in what you really need or feel underneath. So it's layered up. It's like pastry, layers and layers and layers of fine covering here over this front part of your body. All of your body, but especially the front, feels to be mostly covered. So just continuing to strip all this away, just peeling it back and back and back. And it really is like stripping back little sheets and those fine sheets of pastry as it sort of layers up. So really clearing that out. And as this clears out, I can feel and smell this fire burning, a fire burning deep in your heart, which is reminding me a bit of this fire here in this card. So there's this deep fire, this deep ancient fire that's burning here in your heart. And the smoke from it is really strong and black sort of feeling. It's like burning tires or something. So there's this blackened smoke that's coming out of your heart, like a city, like a medieval city that's been burned, and you might look at it from a distance and see all these black smouldering buildings and huts and what have you. Huts isn't quite the most appropriate word, but you know, these small medieval buildings just burning up and smoking, and that's what it feels like here. Like there's something old that is smoking or smouldering here in your heart, and I feel there's a connection with letting go what this represents. So letting go of, what is it? Letting go of the pressure that you put on yourself. Letting go of your need to know exactly where you're going or know exactly what something is. Letting go your need to fill in all the blanks and just be okay with how things unfold. Now, as this is spoken, as I'm saying this black smoke is getting stronger, and I can feel it pulling up actually from the solar plexus chakra too. It's just this really strong smoke, and it's sort of spiraling as it leaves and moves out of your chest and out of your body. So there's this also this burning away and releasing of sort of gases or this smouldering energy of powerlessness, powerless issues too, where you've lacked courage to be able to move forward or courage to be yourself. Okay, so just letting this now burn out. And as it burns out now, so the last of it just burns away, it leaves ruins, so burned out ruins that we need to explore. So there's this feeling of like looking through the burned out remains of your heart and this energy in here. And as we move through these burned out ruins, there's something in, it's in a little case, and it feels like it's untainted with smoke or fire, so it hasn't been burned. And we move the burned out wood off it. And here is this case, and I feel like there's something golden and circular in this case, like a compass or a watch or something like this. So we open up the case. The case is actually like a musky pink, and lifting it open, and inside is a golden disc, looks like a coin or a medallion of some sort. It's smooth as anything on the surface that I can see, but I get this feeling there's something underneath. So we flip over the coin, and as we flip open over the coin, there's this eagle in flight. So it's like a impressed flying eagle, and it's flying, but it's like we can see its head, so it's flying straight on. And then there's words engraved underneath the bottom of this medallion. And I can't quite make out what the words are, but I feel this expanded feeling. So it may be something to explore, Carol. I can't quite make out the words. Behind the eagle is like a tower. Oh, this is interesting. So behind the eagle is like a tower. You can just make it out. And then the eagle right at the front. And then there's words carved around from under the wing to under the wing. And I get this really strong expansion feeling. So a feeling of expansion and a feeling that this is a gift that you left yourself. As all the old stuff burned away in your heart, this is the gift, the treasure that remains, that you can now take with you and move forward. Because it's golden, it brings a strong connection here with your solar plexus chakra. So this is your power center, and I feel like this is helping give you the power, the strength, the courage, the confidence as well to move forward and go where you need to go as you move forward. As you move forward without these coverings, you don't need to cover up yourself. Just be yourself. Let's grab one of these cards to see what that wants to add. Oh. Okay, so the best card to see what this wants to add here for you, Carol, is this. It's card 67. It says negative thought tentacles. And even though these are tentacles, this has a similar feeling to the covering. So the layers and layers and layers of energy that I felt covering that front part of your body. So covering tentacles. And it says here, making an effort to liberate ourselves. So making an effort to liberate or remove those coverings that have been covering over that front part of your body. So negative thoughts connected here. So this may also be connected with your own, we could say your own thought processes or your own limitations in thinking that's been keeping you covered up, especially in the heart. And it's time now to let those coverings go and access these gems, these treasures within your heart, for you to tap into and feel empowered by, to feel inspired by, to be able to move forward. So you might also find there's a little bit more stripping away that you may need to do as you move forward in the next couple of days to help you access then a deeper space of connection or remembering, or the treasures and the gems that you can find within the ashes of what's been burning away, about yourself, about your life, and especially any need that you have in knowing where you need to go next. There's this sense here of stepping into the unknown and trusting in the unknown that you step forward into, that the less covered up you are, the less on guard you are, the less hesitant you are, then the more you're going to dive into each step at a time. And if you can dive deeper, if you can step forward in your life with just a little more confidence, a little bit more weight, we could say, than before, I feel like there's going to be more experiences and more abundance that you could tap into. So if you're walking forward cautiously or scared or hesitant or worrying, then your steps are going to be lighter and more cautious and more, like this. But if you've got that strip back and you're like, okay, let's see what happens, we're going to do my best here, I'm just going to move with it, then there is a sense of weight to that. There is a sense of confidence, we could say, in the steps that you take. So instead of being a shaky, cautious step that you're kind of partially making because you don't know if you're a bit uncertain or what have you, your steps are going to be stronger, like an elephant sort of steps and stride as you step where you need to go in a surer, more confident and secure way. So there is a difference in moving towards the unknown, being in a hesitant space to being in a confident space. And I feel this is where you're changing. This is where you're moving into. So it's a new confidence, though, than you had before. I feel like it's So instead of it being an independent, almost maybe a stubborn sort of movement forward, this is different. So your independence, your strength in stepping forward in your life is shifting, and it's shifting into a strong, it's in a strong space, but it's not so, what are the words I'm looking for here? It's not so solo, it's not so lonely out there on that independent, strong path that you were creating before. There is something friendlier about where you're going. There's something more allowing as well, which is actually going to help you leave deeper imprints as you go. So there is a weight now to where you're going as you remove these covers that have been holding you back. So I trust that resonates with you, Carol. Thank you so much for allowing me to connect with you and for your support at this time. Thank you. Namaste. Okay. So thanks so much, everybody. I trust you've enjoyed this connection today and you've received something helpful from it that supported you. So just take on board what feels right, let the rest go. Let the energy settle in your body over the next few days and work things out for yourself. So the things that are on your mind that have come up, sit with it, see what your truth is around that, and allow it to help support your forward movement. So thank you so much for connecting. I will be back next week, I think, on YouTube. I think it's Tuesday, for our Patreon healing list event. In the meantime, please check out my videos on my Facebook page, Temple of Balance. And thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks, Susan. I'll see you soon. Namaste. My contact details too are in the video. So bye.